I've got one question for you that's not on our outline here.
Are you ready for some football?
Always. That's not the question, though.
Okay.
This, you're going to know exactly what I'm getting at the second I ask this question, and you might roll your eyes, and this might get us nowhere. But let's play pretend and say that the phone rings, and you're Kwesi. And the phone rings, and it's a magic phone. The call is coming from any team you want, offering a swap, 1-for-1 swap of starting quarterbacks. Sam Darnold for anyone in the league right now, starting quarterback in the league right now. Who would you take? Because this is theoretically any other team. Who would you take? And we can go down the list, and I can tell you when I would stop. Does that make sense?
Do I have to pick?
So you just say right now, like, because there's one obvious answer, like instantly, yes, we'd make that 1-for-1 trade right away.
Are you inferring Patrick Mahomes?
I'm saying Pat Mahomes. Instantly, we would trade 1-for-1. Contract for contract, everything.
I don't even know that I would do that.
Whoa.
I don't know that I would do it.
All right, explain it.
Because I don't know that there's chemistry there. I think I like the chemistry that Sam Darnold and Kevin O'Connell have.
I'm blown away right now.
I don't care how good Patrick Mahomes is.
Okay.
He's a drama queen. We all know that. And
he's a proven winner, though.
He's a good football player.
Yes.
He's a really good football player, and I think he works really well in Andy Reid's system. And I'll even just admit, because I'm a coach myself, Andy Reid has, in some ways, kind of a hands-off approach to the offense. Like,
it's what it feels like.
Yeah. He'll call the plays, and he's a pretty smart offensive dude, but like he puts a lot of control in the hands of Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the offense. Like it's widely known that he lets them draw up their own plays, and we saw
that's true.
Some of these weird, like, all right, we're gonna do this weird circle dance in the huddle, and then we're gonna go out and do this. And we've seen Patrick Mahomes do the weird like shovel pass thing. And did the Seahawks just score?
The Seahawks just scored a touchdown.
Oh, all right.
Anyways, all right, okay. So you're on.
Let me finish. So I appreciate the open-handedness as a head coach, and not the like micromanaging. I'm gonna do everything for you, and you just go out there and do what I tell you to do, kind of thing. I can appreciate that as a coach, because that's in some ways how I try to coach. I try to put control in my athletes' hands and let them go out and perform and let them do what I am confident they can do.
Sure.
All of that to say, I don't know that that's how Kevin O'Connell operates as a head coach, and I don't know that Patrick Mahomes and Kevin O'Connell would work well together. I think we would see a lot of this Mike Zimmer, Kirk Cousins type of thing. I think we would see a lot of the Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers type of tension that can exist, and we've seen exist between head coach and starting quarterback. I love the dynamic right now between Sam Darnold and Kevin O'Connell, and I think it's so underrated, and I think it's so underappreciated in the league that, like, I don't know that there's a player or a dollar amount or anything for me. If I'm in Kwesi Adolfo-Mensa's office and I have his job and I have his phone, I don't know that there's really any scenario that I make any changes right now.
And to be clear, this was a totally make-believe question where it's not Kwesi making the call, trying to do everything he can.
It's me.
It's the other team calling Kwesi saying, we need Sam Darnold, and we just need a one-for-one swap. My question was, who would it need to be? And, like, who wouldn't you do that swap for?
Okay. Well, that changes it a little bit.
Okay.
I guess.
Maybe I didn't explain myself well enough.
I was thinking, like, I'm on the Viking side. Like, we're 4-0. Things are rolling.
Because
like,
obviously, hypothetically,
I would say no to anything.
If Kwesi was trying to call and trade Darnold for Mahomes, obviously that would include multiple first-round picks. The answer might, no matter what, be no, which it should be as far as the Chiefs are concerned. But this was the hypothetical, who would you take over Sam Darnold, really, is what I'm asking.
And I don't know. I still kind of hold to, like, I don't know that I would take anybody.
Anybody?
For the purpose of chemistry.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a tough question.
I mean, Joe Burrow.
Perhaps.
Josh Allen.
Perhaps.
Lamar Jackson. I'm saying anybody.
Okay.
One for one.
I would
anybody.
say if I had to pick.
Not that you have to pick. You don't have to pick. The answer could be nobody.
I'm going to still say nobody. But if there were a scenario where a decision had to be made and there was no other option, like you can't say no, then it would probably be Josh Allen.
Oh, okay.
I think he's proven to be the best quarterback. I think getting a guy like Stephon Diggs off of that team in Buffalo has really opened things up. Buffalo looks scary.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah. Even though, didn't they just lose?
They lost
yesterday.
But they look like a really good football team. And I think getting, it's a stretch, I think, to say a cancerous player. But getting a difficult personality out of your locker room opens things up.
I don't think it's much of a stretch as far as Stephon Diggs is concerned. I think you could accurately put him in the category of locker room cancer. Okay, not to belong this anyway. Let's kind of switch the question up a little bit. This is for not just the rest of the season, but for the future. Anybody? Would you trade Sam Darnold for anybody?
I don't think so.
What about JJ McCarthy?
Well, I would say, and I think you've stirred the pot a little bit with some of our social media accounts on this topic already, and I like that. I'm okay with stirring the pot a little bit. I'll do it from time to time. I would like to see the Vikings bring Sam Darnold back after this season. I think he's already proven through 4 games that he's worthy of another contract, even if it's just another year. Like another 1 year, what was it, $10 million this year?
That's not what it would be, but
let's say it's 1 year, $15 million.
I think you're looking at least double that. I think
you think 30?
If it gets to the point that you're fighting to keep Sam Darnold, it means he had a great year, he won a playoff game or two, or the unthinkable, I think the number starts at 30.
Well, I think the good news for the Vikings is the cap hits of Danielle Hunter and Kirk Cousins will be completely off the books next year, which I think opens up a ton of cap space. Yeah. And I'm certainly not a cap expert, but I think you could maybe afford to keep Sam Darnold, keep JJ McCarthy, keep Justin Jefferson, keep Christian Darrisaw, keep TJ Hawkins, and keep... I don't know that you have to really get rid of anybody.
Yeah.
I think you keep Sam Darnold. I think you continue this draft and develop mentality that the Packers have proven is super effective with the quarterbacks for the last 40 years of their existence as a franchise. I don't think you rush JJ McCarthy into service. I also don't think you rush to market and try to sell JJ McCarthy for whatever you can get him.
Yeah.
Like I think you keep him. I think you tell him, hey man, we're glad you're healthy again. We want you QB2.
Competition. Yep. That's the way she goes.
And we want you to, like, you saw how successful this can be with Sam Darnold last year. We think we can be even better with you. Like, I think that you're telling JJ McCarthy that in those back hallway conversations, like, Sam's killing it right now, but we drafted you for a reason, and just keep your nose to the grindstone. Let's go. Let's do this thing, and let's go. Let's do what the Chiefs have done with Patrick Mahomes. Let's do what, fill in the team has done over the course of history in the NFL. Let's do a little dynasty thing here.
I agree. And I'm definitely in the mindset right now of don't sign him right now. I know on social media I've kind of stirred the pot saying that right now and trade JJ McCarthy. I obviously don't believe that. I'm just looking for likes and comments. But I do think if things keep trending the way they are right now, you got to try to keep Sam Darnold. And one thing that helps the Vikings is Sam Darnold kind of needs the Vikings or KOC as much as the Vikings would in theory need a very good Sam Darnold.
It's a win-win for sure.
Yeah. Outside of Shanahan last season, Darnold hasn't had a good situation, and he's never had a good situation as the starter. So you could argue that Sam Darnold would be incentivized to stay in Minnesota, even if it meant he took a little bit of a discount. But even in that situation, the discount would mean $30 million rather than $40 million a year, something like that. Hopefully, we get to argue about this in January, February. That'd be great.
I hope it's more like February, March.
yeah. But that's all a moot point if things go south starting this week against the Jets.